On Greene Turtle in North Wilmington, we are talking 2 and 5. We're here tonight talking a little Phillies sports. We're planning on doing a Phillies post-game show following the opening game of the season, but Mother Nature did not participate. Well, she did. The Phillies were just a little preemptive.
Jake, we could have absolutely had that game. It would have been over and done with. We would have been one win on the season, but Philadelphia and MLB said, hey, why not push it to Friday?
Yeah. Now, it seems a bit silly. Obviously, the radar looked like it was a little ominous for a while, but, just overcast today, a little chilly. They definitely could have gotten the game. The game would have been over by now. And it was spitting periodically a little bit now and then, but was never anything too crazy. So easily could have gotten in. But look, just pushing it one more day gives us a little bit more time to talk about predictions for the season.
Yep.
Our thoughts on, we can continue our debate on whether Schwarber should remain leadoff. We can talk about the Strider-Wheeler matchup that we're going to be seeing game one. I mean, there's still plenty of stuff to talk about. And, it's exciting time here. The second time for the Phillies. I say they're probably a top 5 team in baseball.
Yep.
You look at, how many years? We had probably the worst bullpen in all of Major League Baseball 3 years ago. And now all of the different rankings and everything has us as either 1 or 2. As a bullpen against wins against replacement. You got what I think is going to be a really, really solid starting rotation from top to bottom, except for maybe Taijuan Walker, which I don't think he's going to be here for the whole season.
Everything I've seen online is saying that the Phillies have the number 1 through 5 pitching rotation in the league. And I agree with that. I think that our pitchers, our starting 5, our starters are bar none the best in the league. What I'm worried about is, same as last year, the closer. We had a little bit of trouble. We don't have him on the team anymore, need to be named. But
yeah. No, Craig Kimbrell is not the closer of this team. The closer really should be Jose Alvarado. And if they continue to make the bullpen improve and everything, Jose Alvarado is your clear-cut best arm out of the bullpen. There's a reason why it's strike 1, strike 2, good luck. The guy's got a turbo sinker with a mile of movement on it. He's working in a cutter. He's got a changeup that just buckles you, and a curveball that's like 25 miles per hour different than his other pitches. So it's really tough to tell what he's throwing. And he's clearly the best option out of the bullpen. So it's really just going to determine whether Rob Thompson utilizes him exclusively as the closer, or for a majority of last season, he was your high leverage guy. He was we got guys on the corners and only 1 out, and it's a key part of the game. Even if it's the 6th inning, they'd bring out Jose Alvarado to slam the door on it. Yep. And they might give him in a 2nd inning, but they would really just kind of have him as that high leverage, just cool the tide, get everybody back in shape. And then you ran into the problems where then now Craig Kimbrell is going to be your closer.
Yeah. And our pitching staff gets very creative. There were times where the closer was put out, or whoever was scheduled to close that day was put out in the middle innings just to get us out of a pinch, get us out of a jam, and they were willing to work with it. This is not a traditional bullpen here. We're not working through in linear order.
No. We got a lot of guys. Look, Jeff Hoffman made a massive improvement last year. He came out of nowhere. Sir Anthony obviously had a very down year, but I expect him to make a big bounce back. And then you got a number of other guys. Matt Strom, Gregory Soto had a bit of a down year. I expect him to do a lot better. But again, it's before the season starts, so it's going to be all positive things. It's going to be everybody's up and optimistic. We're going to win 162 games. We're the best team in all of baseball. We're going to make Yamamoto regret never picking the Dodgers over Philadelphia. So it's going to be a lot of different things that we're going to get very excited about. But we may hit a reality check pretty quick. The Braves were the best team in baseball last year for the regular season. Obviously, the Phillies bounced them in the postseason pretty quickly. So we're going to get a tough test right off the bat. But thankfully, we're playing at home. So let me just turn up the mic a little bit. I got to turn it up from over there. Okay. Keep going.
Stay tuned, everybody. We are just bumping the volume a little bit. But, game one, we have Spencer Strider versus Zach Wheeler. Zach Wheeler, just big new, shiny contract. He's ready to come out. He's ready to prove it. Spencer Strider, one of the best pitchers, one of the best starting pitchers in baseball last year. These two teams were returning a lot of the same players. They're going to look very similar. As Jake mentioned, we have the Braves, the best team in baseball last year, versus the Phillies, who are notorious for being streaky. We can either dominate a game or we get super slumped and we put up 1 run and we get blown out here. The keys to this here, Jake, are, as you've talked about multiple times, we need to be playing next man up baseball. Home runs are fun, but we need to chew up these starting pitchers. We need to do what we did in the playoffs, get Strider out early. We need to work through the middle receivers. We need to get into their bullpen, and they need to be pitching a lot of pitches.
Yeah. I mean, we gave the 3 keys to the series this morning, where, I mean, the main 3 keys has to be keep that same base runner aggression that you saw in the postseason. Every time the catcher drops the ball, I want whoever's on base. I don't care if it's Kyle Schwarber going all of 5 miles per hour. I need whoever's on base tearing off for the next one. I need everybody just taking advantage of it, because the Braves, like I said, if the Phillies don't have the best starting rotation and bullpen, the Braves do. And so you're looking at a team that is going to be very difficult to score runs against with the pitching rotation, and you're going to be trying to just take advantage of everything that you can. And in doing that, you're going to need to just put yourself in better positions. You're going to need to steal up bases. You're going to need to do a lot of different things to get yourself in position to do better. And in hand with that, you're going to need to stop playing hero ball. We need guys to sit there, take pitches. The Diamondbacks literally said after the series, we could throw whatever we want at them. We don't have to throw them strikes. They're swinging at anything. And, I mean, that was true. You saw everybody was trying to swing for the fences. When we had that Brave series where we were just every ball was going out of the fence. You had Castellanos with back-to-back 2 home run games. You had Bryce Harper hitting a bunch of 2 home run games. You had everybody blasting the ball. And then even to start the Diamondback series, we started pretty hot, hitting the ball out of the park. And so you just had these guys thinking, oh, well, that's the way that we win. That's what we get to do. And so then the Diamondbacks adjusted, stopped throwing strikes right down the middle, and we just struck out every single time where we had rollover ground balls to the infield, and we had nothing going. I mean, we were begging for offensive output there in games 5, 6, and 7, and it just wasn't there. We were trying to play hero ball. Nobody wanted to pass the baton down to the next guy. Nobody wanted to do anything other than be the hero for this team. So you got to just be a little more patient. Wait for your pitch. I know Kevin Long, one of his big philosophies is jump on the pitch when you like it. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't like the whole idea of jumping immediately on the first pitch that you see. You got to be patient, work these counts, especially, like you said, with the quality of pitching that the Braves have. But look, you can go ahead and see the quality of pitching the Phillies and Braves have. We are giving away a pair of tickets to the Phillies Sunday game, free to enter. All you got to do is come on over to the lady in the camo Phillies hat. All you got to do is follow. That's one entry. Share a post tagging the Greene Turtle Wilmington and us. There's another entry. And then we have our lovely Bring Back Dollar Dog shirt.
Bring Back Dollar Dog.
Double B, double D. For whatever reason, they decided, you know what, we're going to go away from doing the Dollar Dogs. We're going to go to BOGO Dogs. They're only doing it twice a year, both in April. The whole thing is going to be done before it even gets to through a quarter of the season. So we're really getting behind Bring Back Dollar Dogs. Lovely shirt made from our friends at Tackle Up. If you go and you purchase one of those shirts on their website, 5 additional entries for Phillies tickets. But look, these are very desirable tickets. It's the 3rd game. It's the first day game of the season, and no better shirt to have than the Bring Back Dollar Dogs, as it is UPF 50 resistant, so you're getting protection from the sun, and you're looking great in a wonderful, breathable shirt. So look, you want to get Phillies tickets, head on over, free to enter, and you have the opportunity to get a pair of Phillies tickets to Sunday's game. And also, I know you see the prize wheel. Come on up anytime. We got the guest mic here. We'd love to have you on. Give your thoughts on anything Phillies, Eagles, Flyers, Sixers. You can go obscure. You can talk a little March Madness if you want. You can talk a little Union. But those are our 4 main things. Give the prize wheel a spin. We got a lot of great prizes here tonight, and we'd love to send you home with something. So it's very easy. Just come on up, hop on the mic, give your thought for all of 30 seconds, answer an extremely easy trivia question, and you get a spin of the wheel. We got all kinds of great stuff. But look, I want to talk about some of our expectations for this Phillies season.
Let's get it.
Obviously, last year we did a lot better as far as locking up a playoff spot before the final game of the season as we did in 2021. But still, we left a lot of meat on the bone. There was a lot still left to be decided. You said it. The Phillies are more of a streaky team. They're a get hot and get going team. So you saw how well that worked for them 2 years ago, where they squeaked into the postseason. They got hot against St. Louis in that first game where Gene Segura had that lucky ball go under the second baseman's glove. Yep. They rallied to win that game, and then I think they won another 3 straight, or at least 2 straight, dropped one of the Braves, and then swept them at home. And they just got hot and rode that all the way to the World Series. I think this team is much more poised to be just a dominating team that wins 90 to 95 plus games and really just steadily carries them to the top team in the NL East. I'm not 100% sure they'll be able to beat out the Braves as they just seem to always be a 100+ win team. But obviously, we have their number in the postseason.
Well, and look, there's something to be said about saving your arms, saving your bats for the postseason. If we are in a comfortable position towards the end of the season, awesome. Let's ride that. We've had success. Phillies are a built for the postseason kind of team here. But the problem is when we start off the year dropping 14 of our first, 30 games, something like that. We're a 500 baseball team. That doesn't feel good. My expectation, my hope for this team this year is that we come out swinging.
Yeah.
Let's win a bunch of our first games. Let's get things going. And I expect our pitching rotation to be dominant. I expect our bats to be moving and not having to, as you said, wait until the last game of the season or the last 3 games of the season to wonder if we're getting into the playoffs. Throwback to the 2010 Flyers when it came down to the Flyers-Rangers game.
Yeah, them winning in a shootout, which they never do.
You're sitting there biting your nails, and this team, that Flyers team, took it all the way to the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah.
I love that, but I would much rather be sitting at home not worrying about whether or not we win.
No, exactly. I mean, in all of sports, it's really the hot team going in is the team to look out for. There's a lot of conjecture that they need to get rid of the whole bye for the team that wins their division. I mean, they're the top 2 teams in the NLA.
I don't buy that one bit.
I agree. And look, I don't love Spencer Strider, but hats off to him because he came out and said, like, no, the Phillies were the better team. The Phillies had a number. The Phillies won because he shut down the whole, like, oh, do you feel as though you guys cooled off and that you just lost your momentum heading into the postseason? And no, to his credit, he was like, nope, Phillies just were the better team this series. They had our number, and they took our lunch. And I really think that opportunity to get healthy, to just rest and not get overworked is way more beneficial. And you eliminate the need to play in the wild card, which obviously anything can happen in the wild card. The Phillies were the last team to make it in. And so you saw what they did, as we were just mentioning 2 years ago. They went on a good run, and they went wild.
My expectation for this season, Jake, this might be a little bit of a hot take. My expectation is that Bryce Harper wins a Golden Glove at first base. Wow. Full, healthy season, playing first base, full-time first baseman. He's a great athlete. He had a lot of good defensive plays already in half of a season. That's what I expect out of this, man. He's our team captain. He's our leader.
Keep going. Kenny, can I have you work with the little audio real quick? The little audio, can you turn it on the back of the speaker? No, you don't have to move that. Max, can you turn it down some? Just working on a little audio fixing. All right, that should be a little bit better.
A little bit less.
Oh, and I spoke a little bit too soon. All right, Kenny. Kenny, it is a pleasure to have you on. Let me turn up your mic a little bit so that everybody gets to hear your lovely voice. Welcome to the Greene Turtle. Thank you for hopping on with us.
No problem.
Obviously, you're dressed in a lot of Flyers gear, as the Flyers are going to be, puck drop here in about 15 minutes.
Yep.
Big
Canadians.
game. Every game coming down.
Every game here on out is a big one.
Every point matters. It's going to be a massive time here for Philadelphia sports, especially Philadelphia hockey. We're talking a little Phils though right now. What are your thoughts? Game 1, first series against the Braves is going to be a massive one. What are your thoughts heading into all this?
I think it's going to be a dub and hoping for a sweep, especially against the Braves, just because I don't like their pitcher and he's playing in Philly and all the stuff he said. Yeah, I hope it's
Well, hopefully it's a little bit better now. We can't go too loud for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because of too close to an outlet over there. We're getting some kind of electrical interference, but the show is still going to continue on. So yeah, we obviously aren't a big fan of Strider. We're not a big fan of the Braves. I mean, screw the Braves, really.
Yeah, so it's our rival. That's the Phillies' rival.
Pull it. What's going to make it? How's it? No, sounds terrible.
Test. Better? Mine's fine. Turn yours down. Test. Better? Better? It's yours. You turn this off. Yeah. It's fine. It was fine. It's not doing it, but...
All right, so it's just going to be a little bit quieter, but it seems to be a little bit better now that we moved it. Thank you to some wonderful patrons here at the Greene Turtle for helping us out with that. Sounds a lot better now. There we go.
Good stuff.
Right. Never mind. Just gonna talk loud, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine. Just keep it low. We'll talk later.
All right, Kenny. As we were saying, Phillies, Braves, big heated rivalry. That's our number one rival, obviously, in Major League Baseball. So it's gonna be a big game.
And what a way to start the season. I mean, you have the stare down, you have the Strider chants, you had Phillies fans doing the Brave chop. I mean, we're doing their chant in our stadium as a way to mock them. You think they're coming back for blood? I mean, they want it.
Yeah, it's going to be a great opening series for sure. High energy against a rival. It's going to be awesome. And I think opening dub for sure, and I'm hoping for a full-on sweep. But I think it's going to be close. Like every game's going to be a good one, I think.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the pitching matchup, you got Strider and Wheeler, and then you got Nola going game 2, and you got Sanchez going game 3 against Max Fried and Chris Sale, I believe, is going to be game 3 starter. Chris Sale is a huge question mark. You really don't know what you're getting out of Chris Sale. Is it the Chris Sale and the Red Sox that you saw for a number of years being lights out? But Chris, he's pretty old. You know, you really don't know what exactly he's going to be bringing to you. You don't know exactly what kind of pitcher you get. So that's a game that we're going to be at that obviously you can also be at. Free entry to tickets there. And you want to try to take advantage of that because Max Fried is a guy that we touched up in the postseason, but statistically, he's always a very solid pitcher, a guy that a lot of people really struggle against. And then Spencer Strider, obviously one of the young studs in Major League Baseball. We had his number. Castellanos really had his number last year. So hoping that continues, hoping they continue to have success against him and this team. But it's going to be tough. Kenny, would you like to win a prize? Well, let's go ahead and ask you a very easy trivia question. We will keep it Phillies related. Zach Wheeler, game 1 starter for the Phillies this year. Who was the game 1 starter for the Phillies last year?
I do not remember that.
Well, who?
You want to take a guess?
Take a wild guess. Who was the starter for the Phillies in game 1 last season?
Same guy, Zach Wheeler?
No, I said it was a different player.
Okay.
Who's the next best pitcher for the Phillies starting?
Aaron Nola.
Oh, wow. Big spin from the wheel.
Wheel.
Wow, healthy spin. 13. Wonderful. You win one of the 22-ounce Bud Light cups, as you are a big Bud Light guy. Got a koozie in there, sticker, some.
You take the one with the shirt if you want.
There you go. Wow, look at you getting the shirt from a guy that loves himself some Bud Light. That easy. Obviously, anybody that's sitting here that really knows Phillies knows that that trivia question was pretty easy. It was a bit of a softball. So well, exactly. We'll serve it up to you. We're aiming to give stuff away. We got free car washes from our friends at White Glove. Shot glasses, pints with T-shirts, koozies. We got water bottles. We got all kinds of great stuff. Come on up. It's very easy. Win yourself a prize. And while you're up here, enter yourself with an opportunity to win a pair of tickets to Sunday's game. Obviously, going to be a huge game. A lot of people are looking to be out there. Going to be a sold-out game. So here's your opportunity to win a pair of free tickets to Sunday's game. Got to take advantage of it. Going to be a great time. Bill.
Yes, Jake.
Switching from pitching over to hitting. Obviously, spring training is a time where people really work on their craft. They're trying to figure some stuff out. But if you look at a lot of the studs on this team, the Schwarbers, Castellanos, Harper, all these guys, you look at a lot of the studs, none of them really had a very good spring training.
No, I mean, our spring training was a bit bumpy to put it politely here, but I'm not worried about spring training. I'm not worried about veterans getting practice in. There we go.
Good.
It's, we're talking about veteran players who have been in the league for a long time. They don't need to necessarily improve 3 facets of their game. They need to get back into shape.
Yeah.
Schwarber specifically. I mean, that man couldn't round a base path to save his life. But
yeah, and that's not changing this year.
No.
But my big thing is, what were they working on? Because, look, they've been in the league 5, 6, 7, 8 years. There's really only so much they can try and improve on. So when you see some of your star players struggling so greatly, it's a bit concerning because really, what more could they be trying to tinker with when it's stuff that they've been doing for so long and having pretty good success doing for so long? So it's a little bit concerning to me, but obviously all that concern can be washed out the window with a solid performance game 1. Kyle Schwarber's very first at bat for the Phillies when he first joined the team, obviously we all know was a home run. Hoping to see that tomorrow because he's obviously going to be your leadoff hitter because that's where he's comfortable. We disagree greatly on whether he should be there or not. I'm fine with starting him there, but I'm saying keep the leash short. I don't want this. He's there for 3 months, and then we give him a day or 2 off, or we just kind of move somebody else in there and just kind of mix it up a little bit. If he's really struggling after a series or two, I want them to take him out, and I want them to bring somebody back in that really is built for being a leadoff hitter, which I've made it very clear is Bryson Stott. Bryson Stott, he could be the best leadoff hitter in baseball. He has everything you need. He's fast. He's a top 10 player in pitches seen, which is what you want. You want somebody right off the bat, rattle the pitcher, make an 8-9 pitch at bat where the pitcher's already worried about, man, now I walked the guy. We got a run on first. We got all these, and I'm already at 10 pitches. Rattle the guy. Where Schwarber, he may work a walk. He's slightly above average. I think people kind of overblow his whole, he takes walks all the time. He's above average, but he's not incredible at the plate with a great eye. And then he's either a strikeout, pop up, or a home run. And really, I'd much rather have a home run when there's two more people on the base.
Well, and I hear you here, Jake. But when we're talking about baseball uses WAR, we're talking about value over replacement. Where in the lineup is Schwarber more valuable when we're talking about an intimidating presence? The last thing that a pitcher wants to do coming into a series, coming into a game, your first pitch, your first batter is potentially give up a home run.
Yeah, but that's best case scenario. Obviously, he had 47 home runs last season. Yeah. He had a 190 batting average. When you get the first guy up to the plate and the pitcher says, I've got an 80% chance of getting this guy out, that's great. That's not them getting nervous. That's them saying, thank you, Philadelphia. No, you gave me the opportunity to get the very first guy out, and I have an 80% chance of him not getting a hit.
He's seeing the pitches. He's fighting
and
the
probably a
battle
95% chance of him not getting a home run. I mean, a home run every 5% of the at-bats is a great stat line. Not great, but he's probably getting a home run every 10% of at-bats. And so you've got a 90% chance it's not going to be a home run. And you have an 80% chance if he puts bat on ball, it's not going to be a hit.
But we've talked about the Phillies don't play next man up ball. So until they shift to that, Schwarber has to be your leadoff. I agree with you.
No, he does not have to be. He's comfortable there. That's it.
A great base runner. He's a great contact hitter. And yes, that could be a little bit more valuable. But until we totally shift the mentality of the team, because this is Philadelphia. We're feast or famine. We are boom or bust. We like smacking home runs. We like getting up and cheering. We like setting off the rictometer at Penn State because we're getting so hyped that there were two back-to-back. That's what we're talking about here. That's the electricity of Schwarber being our leadoff hitter.
Look, you saw Bryson Stott in the postseason last year have the first postseason grand slam since Shane Victorino, and the place went absolutely wild. Wouldn't you much rather have Schwarber up with the opportunity for a grand slam than have him up with the opportunity for a home run? Look, let's say he gets on base, and then you have Trey Turner rope a double. You think he's going first to home? No, now you're sitting second and third. When you have anybody else up there, you get Bryson Stott, who also works incredible at bats, walking or getting a single. You have him up there, and then you have Trey Turner rope a single. He's going first to third. He ropes a double. He's easily going first to home. You're looking at a completely different game. And then you have players that could have, pop out, strikeout. Yeah. You're putting too many variables in the hands of somebody that's just more comfortable being leadoff. And yeah, I love a Schwarber. I'm with you. Starting the game off with a home run, it's phenomenal. The guy hits them out of the stinking stadium. He has some of the highest exit velo the Phillies have ever seen. I love it just as much as the next guy. But then when you're watching it and it's the pop-up and it's the strikeout, or let's say he gets on base, he gets a single or a walk, and now he's a log jam for the base runners behind him because it's probably going to be Trey Turner second, and then Alec Boehm is probably third, or Bryce Harper is probably third, who's also a fast runner. Now you have a log jam because none of them can steal a base. None of them. You think I'm talking about base runner aggression and the catcher drops the ball and they need to take off. Schwarber probably can't do that unless it's an obvious pass ball. He can't do that because they have time to get the ball, pick it up, play patty cake, and still throw him out at second base.
Yeah, very true. But you understand that where if he's first up and he walks, obviously that makes that you can't steal a base as the second or third person on,
which is a detriment to the team.
But do you want him in the middle of the order when
I want him fourth?
The rest of our team is looking to steal base. We got Trey Turner, we got Stott.
Yeah, both are probably hitting before him, or they're not going to be right after him. Stott's not going to be fifth; he might be sixth or seventh. And so him at fourth is obviously, baseball, I get it. It's an evolving game. But for the longest time, baseball is your power hitter hits fourth. It's the cleanup position. Your guy is batting first.
Bryce Harper is hitting fourth.
No, Bryce Harper's hitting third.
Bryce Harper should be hitting fourth.
I mean, Bryce Harper is almost always third, and he does obviously extremely well in that position. So I foresee Bryce Harper staying there. You had Sean on the podcast saying Bryce Harper should lead off. I think that's a bit of a hot take.
That's a very hot take, and
but
I
look,
don't think that should happen.
We're talking Phils. We're talking a lot of things. You see the open seat here. You see the prize wheel. Come on up. Win a prize. Give your thought. I know we had some people that wanted to share their favorite teams in Philadelphia for an opportunity to spin the wheel in the back of the bar there. Come on up. Win a prize. Spin the wheel. We would love to send you home with something. There we go. Come on. Cheer her on. Get her on up here.
Let's go.
There we go. Welcome on to the show. Who do we have the pleasure of speaking with this afternoon?
Emma Grace.
Hello. Pleasure to have you on. Bill, Jake. So we were talking a little bit before we went on, but you're a big Philadelphia sports fan, right? Oh, yeah. And who are your favorite teams to root for in Philadelphia?
Phillies, Eagles, and Sixers.
Phillies, Eagles, and Sixers. Not a big Flyers fan? No, just not a big hockey fan? All right, fair enough. Okay, for your opportunity to spin the prize wheel, easy trivia question for you. Who is your favorite Philadelphia Philly? Who's your favorite player?
I don't really know which of the names.
No.
All right, that's fine. You still win. There you go.
What color do the Philadelphia Eagles wear? Green.
Hey! $19 shot glasses. No, I'm kidding. You get any of these wonderful water bottles here. Pick your choice. I know you're probably not an orange fan because that's Flyers, but we got red. There you go. Go right ahead.
That's
Take the Phillies cup. There we go. Thank you for hopping on. It's that easy, folks. We got a lot of other great prizes. We're giving away free Phillies tickets. Very simple to win. I know you want to go to Sunday's game. You need an excuse to miss out on Easter brunch. Although Easter brunch, great time. But look, you can catch it. You can easily catch it. You catch Easter brunch at 10. You're at the ballpark by 1, and it's a 1:30 game.
Look, Jake, I love my in-laws, but there is nothing I would rather do than be there opening weekend on a Sunday.
Oh, so, nothing. So look, you have an opportunity to win free tickets, a pair of tickets Sunday's game. All you got to do is come on over here, follow for one entry, share a post, tag in the Greene Turtle and us for another. And then if you purchase one of these Bring Back Dollar Dogs, the official Sunday day game shirt of the Phillies, you get 5 additional entries into win Phillies tickets. Look, there have only been about 3 people so far that have entered to win these tickets. So your odds are incredibly high. You know, like they're a valuable commodity, even if you want to flip them. Your odds are pretty high for getting these tickets. So you have an opportunity to get a pair of tickets Sunday's game. Be silly not to take advantage of it. So come on over, sign up, win some tickets. And while you're at it, get another drink, top it off from some of our wonderful bartenders here at the Greene Turtle.
Yep.
Outside of Kyle Schwarber.
Does anybody want to come up on this microphone and break the tie that me and Jake have?
Anybody have any thoughts on the leadoff hitter for the Phillies? He does not. I can tell you that right now. You want to come on up? Give your thoughts on the leadoff hitter. Here we go. Come on down.
Me and him have been debating this for far too long.
All right. Who do we have the pleasure of speaking with tonight?
Maddie, Mad Dog.
Hi, Mad Dog.
Mad Dog Shaw.
Mad Dog. There it
is.
There you go. We got Mad Dog Maddie in the house.
So
Mad Dog.
Do you have thoughts on the leadoff hitter, the Kyle Schwarber? Should he even be on the team? Because I don't think Jake believes he should be on the team.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not what I'm saying at all.
I almost have so many thoughts. I don't actually think I can even articulate.
Wow.
I have too many thoughts.
I mean, I'll keep it simple. Should Kyle Schwarber be your leadoff hitter?
Yeah.
Right on, Maddie.
Yes.
Right
she wasn't
on.
answering.
Yeah. Yes. My answer is yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I disagree, but look, he's a great player. They win when he's in leadoff, so it's hard to argue.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on the upcoming season? Any expectations?
Yeah, I love watching the guys in action when they're playing. They're hitting the ball, they're catching it, they're throwing it.
Yeah, they are. Those are the big three.
They're running the bases, and they are definitely out there.
I think you touched on. I mean, the four main points of baseball. I think you touched on them pretty damn well.
Yeah.
I mean, if that got you a spin right there, it doesn't. But it's close.
Well, give me a trivia question.
All right, pick your team. Who do you want a question on?
Definitely the guys in the red.
Guys in the red.
Yep,
So
give me the guys in the red.
So the Phillies.
Sure. Yeah, that's what I said. Guys in the red.
Okay. How many fielders does a team typically use?
Well, that's a trick question, because field is it's a bit of a broad statement.
Yes.
How many players on defense when they're not batting are on the field?
That's a stupid question. Defense.
It is. Yes, defense.
You're talking about people that are in the
defense.
that are in the outfield
and hitters. Anybody that's not on
there's
the hitting
team.
team.
There's the pitcher, the catcher, the infield, the outfield. I'm not stupid. I know that.
How many are there when you combine the pitcher, the catcher, the infield,
and the outfield? 3 plus 4 is 7 plus 1 plus 9.
9. There we go. You get a spin. You get a big spin.
And if
it's 13 again. Number 4, you also get one of the Bud Light combos. You can either pick the one with the shirt or you got the one with the koozies and the sticker. The shirts, I told him, hot commodity. Shirts are gone. Wonderful time with old Mad Dog Matty on the mic. Love to see it. Love to hear it, really. So you have the opportunity to come on up, win a prize. I know your car's filthy right now. Win a free car wash from our friends at White Glove. Come on up. Give your thoughts on anything. I think we got to give our expectations for the season.
All right, let's do it.
Obviously, last year they were, a 90? I believe they were a 90 win team. I'm going to have to pull it up.
Or 90 or 89.
Gonna have to let me pull it up. Go ahead. No, you can keep talking. Your expectations. I got it.
All right. So my expectations for this season are similar to what we achieved last season.
90 win. I was right. 90 win team.
It's bare minimum 90 wins here.
Yeah.
We're not taking a step back. Bare minimum, we need to be. Thank you. Yeah, it's Captain Obvious. No, we need to be making a deep playoff
run. Mad Dog Obvious to you.
I want to see them start the season hot. That's my expectation. I want to have that comfortability late in the season, and I think World Series.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously when you're the top, I think they're 5th in payroll. They're the 5th or 6th. And no, they're not. I looked at it today. Okay. They're either 5th or 6th in payroll. I know they're $2 million ahead of the Astros. And so they're way up there. It's funny, though, the Mets are the number 1 in payroll, and they're a dumpster fire of an organization. But that's the Mets. So, I expect nothing less. Uh-oh, party foul.
Taxi.
That's all right. It was a good try. It was a valiant effort. Look, I feel like anybody, when he gets back, should make him feel better by getting a drink at the bar. Why not? So look, 90-win team last year. Expectations should be a deep playoff run. Obviously, they should have made the World Series last year. A little bit of a major disappointment. Probably one of the worst collapses in postseason Phillies history, without a doubt. And then the Eagles decided to one-up them and have the worst collapse in professional sports history.
Hold my beard.
Yeah, the Eagles said, Phillies, you blew a 2-0 series lead? Nah, let's go ahead and make it even worse. And they, go 10-1 to 11-6. So it was a tough time. Big Phil's fan out in the audience here might try to drag him up to. I mean, look, if you're wearing maroon and you're here drinking a beer with a Phillies hat on, you gotta hop on. Oh, you're entering the contest. All right, after that, come on up. We got a mic with your name on it. Love to have you hop on and give your thoughts. So we got another person. Again, still not a lot of people have entered for free Phillies tickets to Sunday's game. So you have that opportunity to get in here, leave with a pair of Phillies tickets Sunday's game. It's a great time. You definitely want to take advantage of it. Why wouldn't you? It's free.
Yep. But no, expectations for the Phillies this year, it has to be above what we got last year. Our team is very similar. We re-signed a bunch of our pitchers, or extended.
Yeah, we extended Wheeler, we extended Nola.
And we need to be doing at or better. I don't want the same, because that was a very stressful couple of we had a 12-week stretch where I was like, this doesn't look like a playoff team at all.
No, and then you had all the gatekeepers sitting there, like we were saying on the podcast, like trying to correct mistakes that they were making and pointing out a lot of different flaws that the team had. And you had to, like, we just saw a massive playoff drought from this team when they were just making these dumb mistakes. So when we saw that, we called it out. And we weren't just going to sit there and accept mediocrity, which is what Philadelphia sports are all about. The fans are knowledgeable, the fans are passionate, and they aren't okay with mediocrity. So you had all these gatekeepers like, oh, shut up. They just went to the World Series last year. Why are you sitting here talking about how poor of a job Rob Thompson's doing? I think for a good part of last season, Rob Thompson did not do a very good job. His finger on the pulse of the bullpen was not there. He made a lot of very questionable decisions. His whole philosophy of Bryson Stott can never play against left-handed pitchers was way off, because Bryson Stott actually hits left-handed pitchers better than he does right-handed pitchers. So there was just a lot of different reasons why I think that Rob Thompson didn't do a great idea. And so, yeah, I'm going to hold him to a very high accountability this year. I can't see them go through 6, 7, 8 game skids. We need to take advantage of bad teams when we see them, and we need to get rid of all these stupid base running errors. I mean, the Phillies had to be the worst base running team in baseball last year. How many times did we get outs on the base path that were just completely unnecessary?
Yeah. And as you brought it up before, being aggressive on the base path, stealing bases when you can. We need to take these pitchers deeper into their pitch counts and playing smart baseball. That's the big change. If we can play smart baseball, if we can take advantage of mistakes, that's what some of these middle of the road but higher success teams are doing. We can absolutely be there. There's no doubt in my mind that the Philadelphia Phillies can get to that level of play while also hitting dingers, because we love that in Philly. We love these blasts, but it can't simply just be, oh, well, we're relying on my beloved Schwarbaum to get us back into a game.
No, exactly. Like, how many times did we see bases loaded, runner on third with less than 2 outs, and the Phillies weren't able to get him home? We get a leadoff double, and they never leave second base.
Stranded runners.
We had to be the worst. We had to be the worst team in Major League Baseball with runners in scoring position. There were only, 2 players that were really consistently good in that position, and that was Bryce Harper and Alec Bohm. And Alec Bohm was great. He had like a .340 batting average with runners on base, runners in scoring position, which is phenomenal. But then you had everybody else on the team. JT Realmuto, historically bad with runners in scoring position. He stinking had a cycle and had probably like 3 RBIs that game when he hit for the cycle. And then there's this point in time where JT Realmuto had 24 more extra base hits than Alec Bohm and 30 less RBIs. So that goes to show that he was only getting these hits when there's nobody on base, when it didn't matter.
Yep.
He would never get these doubles when you had runners on the corners, when you had a runner on first. 2-out rally never hurt you. Like, this is a team that needs to be better with runners on base. And that comes down to being less aggressive. Let the game come to you. Let them walk you.
Yeah.
Let the next guy get up and let them get the hit.
Yeah, and we need to capitalize on this. We need to put ourselves in positions to capitalize on fielding errors, to mistakes, to pitchers that have been left in there too long. I mean, we've been talking about this all last year. You see a pitcher, you see him fatigued. Oh, his stuff's slowing down. He's at 90, 100 pitches. And it's easy to sit there on the couch as a fan and say, I would take him out. But we can capitalize on something like that, put a double into play, be aggressive on the base path. I mean, what were we 32 for 33 in the postseason for steals?
Yeah. We only had one guy get caught, and it was borderline.
Yeah. And we need to remain doing that. We need to bring that back. We need to make these pitchers think, I have to check second base. I need to check these signs, and I need to not put this pitch in the dirt, because that is going to hurt me. There's going to be a man on third.
Yeah. And that's automatically getting the back of the catcher's mind, where he needs to be perfect. It's going to be tough. But really, come on down. We'd love to get your thoughts. You're in a Phillies. So look, we got 2 Phillies. Cut on up. Come on up.
All right. Here we go.
Good evening, sir. Who do we have the pleasure of speaking with this evening?
How you doing? I'm Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Kevin, welcome on.
Welcome on, Kevin.
Thanks for having me.
Obviously, large Phillies fan.
What gave it away?
I don't know, just a guess. I got good intuition. So we're heading into the season. First game's tomorrow. What are your overall expectations? Not for this first series. I'll get your thoughts on that. But for the season as a whole, what are your expectations and what are your goals?
I got $10 on 94 wins.
$10 on 94 wins. If they go above you more, or is it just like, do you have it over under 93 and a half and you took the over?
If they go over, I lose.
If they go over, you lose.
Yeah.
So you need
Price
it
is Right
94.
rules. Well, if they're under, I could still win.
Closest to it, Price
So
is Right.
this isn't a Vegas bet. I'll take it.
No.
Oh, okay.
But somebody
okay.
has 93, so I need 94.
Okay. All right. 94 is fine. I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
I wonder if you can pick an
I'd take it.
exacto. You probably get pretty good odds on an exacto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
So,
check with Shohei on that.
oh, yeah. Shohei or I pay.
Reinstate Pete Rose.
However you pronounce his name. Yeah. What a disaster that is.
Hideki.
For what it's worth, I saw 4 of like maybe the 10 or 12 MLB Network guys pick the Phillies to win.
The World Series?
Yeah.
Wow.
All
Ron
right.
Darling was the only guy I recognized, but
There you
there's
go. I
2
mean-
guys and 2 women. I don't know who any of the other ones were.
Yeah. No, look, if they're a hot team, they're going to be a very good team. I have very high expectations for this season. 94 wins, I feel like that's kind of right about where I see them going. I think they have potential to go as high as 103. That's like the best case scenario.
Hey,
And
103
then obviously a
wins
few
lot.
injuries, they could be down at 81.
103 if Rojas hits.
Yeah, well, Rojas, I don't think Rojas should be. I was shocked that he made opening day roster. I thought he should have started in AAA.
I wasn't shocked after I heard Dombrowski talk about him.
Yeah.
Basically say that we're not paying him to hit. We're playing for his defense. So
Yeah, well, you're also, I mean, look, then he's just going to be a guy that you bring in the 8th or 9th inning when you know that's very unlikely that he's getting up to the plate because Christian Pache was far better at the plate. You had Whit Merrifield, who probably was your spring training MVP, who I said gave a hot take that I said, look, Whit Merrifield should be your game 1 starting center fielder, left fielder, wherever you want to put Martian center, Witten left, whatever. It's still a possibility, but I think Pache or Rojas is probably going to have that inside track just because they feel like they're the younger, better prospect. But you don't pay $8 million to Whit Merrifield just to have him be a random utility guy. He's going to get a fair amount of action this season.
yeah, I think you're going to see him at almost every position this year.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Pretty
he's going to
often.
be when
He'll
Stott
probably play 4
gets
days
a
a
day
week.
off.
Yeah, he is our Swiss Army knife. He is our Band-Aid. You
Yeah.
know, we need a couple of days to short-term IR somebody
Yeah.
or to get a little bit of rest on an elbow.
When
or
Rob
something.
Thompson wants to be an idiot and sit Bryson Stott against the lefty, Whit Merrifield's out there.
Yep.
You know, when Trey Turner has some kind of weird injury, Whit Merrifield's out there. You can put him anywhere on the field except for he could probably play first base. I don't know if I'd put him there, but he probably could. He could play legitimately any position in the infield outside of catcher.
I'd love to see that. I mean, give him a crack. You know, if JT
Yeah, I mean,
needs
Garrett Stubbs, great vibes guy.
that cannot
not
that man
an
cannot.
above average backup catcher.
Yeah.
No,
That's-
great vibes guy, below
He is.
average backup catcher.
Are we letting him pick the walkout song again?
I mean, well, the walkout or the win song, the
The win
vibe
song, yeah,
I
the
mean,
vibe
what are
song.
your thoughts on Dancing on My Own? Kill it or let it ride?
I think it's out of date.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta, you
Yeah.
gotta kill it.
We need to
Gotta
update.
something else.
You gotta, yeah, exactly. You gotta find, like you had guys on the podcast saying, look, when you play a song and you hit a walk-off grand slam, like let the song pick the moment. Don't pick the song and force it into this is our position. You have some kind of song that just fits that mold of this is now our win song, our rally song, and you let it ride. And look, if it loses its luster, much like Nick Castellanos, who changes his walk-up song, it seems like every third game, try something else.
I think he lets Liam pick, honestly. He's
Why
like,
not?
"Oh, Liam, what are you listening to
chance of
these
that.
days? I'd rather you put your iPod and
it
then
on
just
shuffle.
click it on shuffle, and that's what we're walking off to when we win this game.
Yeah, I mean
Get through
the Flyers have got the Squirtle saxophone song.
Squirtle saxophone is just so powerful.
Oh yeah,
It's unbelievable. But
solid song.
no, I think we definitely need to change up the win song. We need to get something that you want to hear, something that the fans want to hear, something that gets people into it. You go on the heater, you win a couple of games,
That's
people
your
are
song.
feeling it.
Yeah, and that's your song. I mean, look, if they played "Dancing on My Own," I'd get a little emotional. Like I'm sure I wouldn't hate it, but it also has just a bad taste left in your mouth because of the way that they finished the past 2 seasons. So it's kind of hard to go back to it. Kevin, would you like to win a prize?
I'd love to win a prize, but I wanted to first date myself.
Okay.
I still reminisce about the Spin Doctors from the '93 Phillies team.
There you go.
So,
all right.
Good songs.
Fair enough. So obviously your Phillies knowledge, I know, is pretty vast. I can give you a fastball.
Phillies quizzo by myself. Once.
So I can give you a fastball.
I got a deep cut if you want.
I mean, I'm going to give him one and then you can give him another because somebody with this kind of knowledge, we feel they can answer 2. You get one of them right, you spin the wheel.
Let's do it. I was nervous. I was reading the Tribe trivia and I thought that was your trivia.
No.
I mean, very nervous because I didn't know any of those answers.
No. All right,
Not
Kevin,
enough.
who was the last Philadelphia Philly to win a batting title?
I'm going to go Richie Ashburn.
I believe Richie Ashburn was the last Philly. And my hot take for the season, Bryson Stott wins a batting title.
He can
That's my hot
he's
take.
the guy that can do it on the team.
Yeah, that's my hot take for the season. His is that Bryce Harper wins Gold Glove at first. Mine's that Bryson Stott wins the batting title. Bill, you have a second question for Kev.
I don't think. Do we need to ask it? He got the first one
but
right.
I'd still like to test his knowledge.
So circling back to the whole Pete Rose thing, how many or which World Series did he win with the Phillies? What number was that for him?
How many did he personally win?
No, when he won the World Series with the Phillies, what number World Series win was that for his career?
Yeah, so how many did he yes.
Yeah.
Pete Rose.
I'm going to go number 4.
Ooh, it was number 3 with the Phillies.
Wow. Tough question.
That's not really Phillies trivia.
No, it's not really
That's
a Phillies
Pete Rose
question.
trivia.
It's
Pete Rose question.
Reinstate
It was
Pete Rose.
it was an oddly worded question.
What else
I
you
didn't
got?
like-
You got anything else?
Oh, you got all right. You want something else? Okay. Nothing that would really stump you. Yeah, nothing. I got a lot of stuff that would stump a lot of people. Nothing that would really stump you.
JT Golden Gloves. How many has he won?
I don't know the answer to that. Spin the wheel.
All right, let's do it.
That's a weak spin. Weak spin. All right, go ahead. Spin it again. Spin it again.
There we go.
17.
Okay, yeah. Who's the only Philly to ever get an unassisted triple play?
That's not a true answer. 2 questions. There's 2 Phillies that have done it. Mickey Morandini and Eric Bruntlett.
I thought Eric Bruntlett was the only.
Mickey Morandini, we just saw a video about him the other day.
I believe you. So
Morandini's did not end the game, though. Eric Bruntlett ended the game.
yeah, that's one of the only thing it's happened less than 10 times in Major League Baseball history that a triple play has ended the game.
I think that was the only time.
The only time? Wow.
Triple play to end the game?
15th, and that was in like 92 or 93.
Well, was his the only triple play to ever end a game or the only unassisted triple play to ever end a game?
Unassisted.
Okay.
Bruntlett was the only
So there have had triple plays end a game before, though. Yeah, I would have to imagine. Once or twice in the game's long history.
There's only been like 20 unassisted
Yeah.
triple plays in MLB history. So.
Yeah, so what do you got, 17?
17.
You get
Number.
it's
Shout out to my Aston Township Fire Department people. Number 17.
oh yeah, Crazy House
Yeah.
17.
That's right.
You get one of the lovely water bottles or Bud Light
I'll take
combo
a pint glass.
pint glass. It's 22 ouncer.
Yeah.
There you go.
22 ouncer. It's a tall boy. Tall pint
Good.
glass.
You can
Good to
also
have.
take Jake's used shirt if you want it.
No,
Well,
No.
if I buy a shirt, I get another entry.
another
into-
5 entries. 5 additional entries. Head on over to tackleup.net. Use promo code TALKIN215 for 15%
You
off.
don't have the shirts here.
No.
But it is 2-day shipping, free shipping over $75, and you get 15% off if you use our promo code.
It's a good plug. All
Yeah.
right.
And it's a great shirt. It's like the fishing shirt. So it's
Yeah.
got, it's
Lightweight.
sun protective. It's super breathable.
SPF.
They're not
50.
warm at all.
UPF 50, even
UPF.
better. UPV, UPF, one of the, whatever the best one is, it's that one.
Yes.
All right.
It's that good.
Nothing but the best here. Talking
Nothing
No-
but the
nothing
best
but
from
the
Talking
best.
2 and 5 and Tackle Up. Shout out our friends at Tackle Up. So look, 9 minutes away from what's that? Is that UConn? And I can't see the other team. I don't know who's playing. I mean, I really haven't followed.
San Diego State.
San Diego State. Oh, powerhouse. San Diego State. Woohoo! You have.
UConn is my winner. So
UConn winning the whole thing. Yeah.
But I accurately predicted this matchup: San Diego State versus UConn.
Wow.
So I'm hoping to let it ride. The Clemson Arizona game. I predicted Arizona. Thought Clemson wasn't going to make it. So a little up a creek on that one, but we shall see.
Yeah. We're going to find out what happens there here shortly. The game's going to be underway. Unfortunately, the Canadians scored. It was a power play goal?
They did.
Yeah. Scored on the power play as we have below average special teams unit for the Flyers. Mad Dog, pleasure having you on. Hey, thank you. We'll give you a call. Excellent. Thank you very much. So look, for those just entering and those just leaving, we are giving away a pair of Phillies tickets. To Sunday's game. I know you want to go. Hot, desirable tickets. Get on in there. Get free to enter. Tickets. You're going to get 2 free entries, and then if you want to buy a shirt, you get additional 5 entries for that. But look, Sunday's game, Easter game, going to be a big one. Ranger Suarez, obviously a fan favorite. Mr. Ranger.
Jake's favorite walk-up song right there.
Tell me where you are and tell me where you're headed. Great walkout song for Ranger. Get it? Because it's saying Rager, but it sounds like Ranger. So it's like Boom's walkout song where it's like ba-da-be-da-bum.
Are you saying
sounds like
Manger?
Boom, but it's Bum.
Ranger?
So it's very similar. So I think that's why they chose that. I don't think he chose that. I think the Phillies did. But solid choice, gets the people going. It's provocative. It gets the people going. So obviously we have the open mic here. We have the opportunity to hop on, give your thoughts on anything, win a prize. We still have a lot of great prizes here. We got car washes from our friends at White Glove Car Wash, and they're the ultimate. So you're getting some really solid washes there. We got water bottles, more pint glasses, shot glasses, all kinds of great stuff. Come on up, answer an easy trivia question, give your thoughts on any of that. We'd love to send you on your way with one of these. Bill.
Yes.
There are other teams than the Phillies playing in Philadelphia, and right now we're in the midst of a very large offseason for the Eagles.
Yes, the Eagles. Go Birds.
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 Go Birds. So one of the big hot topics right now surrounding the Eagles is what they're planning to do with one Hassan Reddick. Right now, he is still an Eagle. He seems to be unwilling to play under his current contract. The Eagles seem to be unwilling to give him a raise that he is looking for. So it seems like I'm hearing from a lot of reports that if he is to play on the Eagles, they're going to have him play out the final year of this deal. I certainly think that that's a terrible decision. I'm not saying go give the guy double, but he's your best pass rusher. I get it. You had some people complaining that he was really kind of trying to stat pad and wasn't giving it his full effort in other situations. I didn't necessarily see that, but I'm not in the locker room. I'm not at every practice. I'm only at training camp. So it's tough to really say. So,
well, look, it always hurts when you have a team leader, when you have a position leader, one of your better players holding out for more money. But that's the name of the game. He had back-to-back 11-plus sack seasons with 17 and a half just 2 years ago. But we've talked about this before. In Howie, we trust the cap wizard.
Yeah, I trust him with a lot of things. I'm not dead set on Howie Roseman can do no wrong. Howie Roseman has shown throughout his career that he's made many mistakes. And I think if he was to not re-sign Hassan Reddick, that would be a mistake.
Yeah, it probably would. And I want to see him back in Eagles Green just as much as you do. But when we're talking about just caving in, restructuring the contracts, we've hit this cycle of players saying, hey, you paid me for this. There's no arbitration. I think I deserve more. I'm going to hold out or trade me. This isn't the NBA. This is the NFL. There's a reasonable expectation. When you sign for 3 to 4 years, you play for 3 to 4 years. They're letting him test the market. They're going to, if he
look, if he's going to get traded, it's likely going to happen on draft night. Yeah, that seems to be when the most deals happen, everything. I'd be curious what you could get for him. I think his value is pretty high. But look, what did we see last year? I get it. Sean Desai, Matt Patricia defense run very poorly. The defensive scheme was awful. But what did we see other than this team was gassed? Yes. Absolutely gassed. They had to have a strong rotation because players just had no energy. And I do put a lot of that on the offense as well, being unable to get the defense off the field. But so many times you had players in the crunch moments of the game just have nothing left. Brian, what are your thoughts on Hassan Reddick and the Eagles? We got an open seat with your name on it. Oh, I did see that. I did. All right, well, then let's talk about Caleb Williams. Well, I want to talk about his painted nails and his pink lip gloss and your thoughts on him being your franchise quarterback.
Well, and speaking of Chicago, Arthur Smith now has to coach Justin Fields after he didn't want to draft Justin Fields.
Yeah.
That's also kind of hilarious in Pittsburgh. It's the Battle of Pennsylvania here. We're going to beat Pittsburgh.
Yeah. I mean, I really, really dislike the Kenny Pickett trade. I mean, giving up a third, and I get it. You got a fourth back, but you gave up I think it was pick 99, and you got back a pick in the early teens 120, something like that. I think it's a big overpay for him. The guy's thrown single-digit touchdowns in his career after being the number one quarterback drafted in a terrible quarterback year. Think that was a massive overreach. But yeah, we'll talk a little Bears. If Brian wants to hop on, talk a little the Bears. Happy to talk a little Bears. Then we got bull riding here at the Greene Turtle. Big bull riding crowd. Right, I rode 2.7 seconds on a bull named Fu Manchu.
That is a topic I am not well versed in.
It is not. Oh, the Canadians scored again. What a wonderful time.
Well, let's pivot it over to the Flyers here. The Flyers have had a very surprising season. We've been doing a lot better than everyone projected us. We have the new prospect coming over.
The number one goalie prospect is coming over. And Mitchkov, or not Mitchkov. Yeah. No, what's his name? The goalie. Is it Mitchkov?
No, that's the forward. Molosov.
No, it's I know his name. I just can't think of it right now. His KHL contract just voided it.
Yep. He said, I'm not playing for you anymore. I'm coming over.
Well, I don't think it wasn't him. He's tried to come over for a long time, and they have not allowed him to. The KHL, his team voided his contract. Oh. He was playing, and he had a 920 save percentage, 1.73 goals against, was having a pretty solid season. They voided his contract.
He is on his way to North America. He's entering the farm system.
Is he on his way? I just saw it was voided. I didn't see anything about him officially coming over or anything.
I saw something earlier today. He is on his way to enter the Flyers farm system.
Can't be mad at that.
I don't know which one, but the Flyers have massively outperformed expectations this season. And we're talking about expectations for the Phillies. And when we talked about the Flyers, we have a couple of clips of us on, saying, I just hope they tank.
Ivan Fedotov.
Fedotov.
Good, strong Russian name. Yeah. Strong Russian goalie.
So coming into this playoff series soon, which we're 9 Flyers have 9 games remaining on the schedule. We're sitting at 90-something points, and Washington Capitals have the second or third wild card under us. We're getting into the playoffs.
I mean, that's far from a guarantee.
But we're most likely. What are your expectations? Round 1, no matter who we play, do you want to see him win? Do you want to see him just compete?
I mean, of course I want to see him win. I would love to see him go all the way. You'd be silly not to. I get it. And at the beginning of the season, I was saying this team is in the worst position you can be, where they're too good to be a bottom level team and they're too bad to be a real serious contender. And they're outperforming a lot of people's expectations. They're 1 point ahead of the Capitals, but the Capitals have 2 games in hand. I mean, it's gonna be a really tough stretch. They're sitting there at third in the Metro, but again, the wild card team that's ahead of them, the Lightning is the number 1 wild card team. They have 5 more points than the Flyers do with 1 game in hand. So they could have as many as 7 more points than them. And they only have a 1-point lead with, again, the Capitals have 2 games in hand. So there is a very realistic scenario in which they do not make the postseason, because the Red Wings are right behind them. They have a game in hand as well, and they're only 3 points behind. So they win that game, they're 1 point back. The Flyers are in a bit of a skid. They've taken a few games to overtime to get a point here or there, but they have not really been winning these games that they need to. And now they're playing a Canadian team down 2-0 in the first. And the Canadians are a 66-point team. They're a below 500 team. I get it. They're playing away, which it's always harder to play on the road and everything. But this is a team that they should be beating right now. And obviously they're not. So they lose this game. They have every other team has another game in hand as they've played one of the most games already this far in the season in the NHL. And I would say there's a coin flip chance that they make the postseason. And there might actually be less than a 50% chance that they make it. I'd like to look at the numbers, but I would say they are more likely to miss the playoffs than they would be to make it.
Yeah, so I think we're not going to win a cup, obviously, but getting some of these young players, some of these new pieces, a little bit of experience, and they're making a push. And that's without our all-pro goalie that we lost halfway through the year.
Wow, according to moneypuck.com, the Flyers have an 86% chance to make the playoffs. I think that's far off.
I mean, the end of their schedule is easy. Sure, we're having trouble against easier teams like the Canadians, but it's not like we're playing the top 10 teams for the next 10 games. We have a little bit of a leeway here. Get them a first-round playoff out. I'm fine with that. I don't think they need to go make a big run, but getting some experience, getting some reps under their belt, you have that poise. We jettisoned a lot of older players. I mean, shout out Wayne Simmons coming back and retiring a Flyer, but we need some leadership here.
I'm checking other sites, man, because I think 87%
is all
is
bad.
Way high. This one has 78%. So they're still saying it's over a 0.75% chance that they're making the postseason.
I will take that coin flip bet with you. If you're saying 50%, I will take the over.
Too many times Kenny knows too many times there's been heartbreak and there's been late collapses of this team too many times. So until it happens, it's like when the Phillies were coming out of their drought. Way too many times did you see them just come up short and have a bad September where it seems like they have it all in hand and they just fall short. So look, until it happens, I'm not gonna believe it. Just like I'm saying, until Howie Roseman drafts a linebacker early, I'm not gonna believe that he's gonna take the position seriously.
Yeah,
Devin White is not the answer to the Eagles linebacker woes. He's a piece. He's automatically the best linebacker on the team, but still, there's a lot of pieces needed to be found there.
Yeah.
And this isn't a great linebacker draft, so it's tough.
So, back to the Phillies. Where do we think the series lands as of Sunday? We have Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I mean, I think they sweep.
You think 3 for 3?
I think they go 3-0 to start the season. I mean, look, you got Wheeler, new contract. He's going to be pitching lights out. We have Strider's number. It's going to be sold out. It's going to be similar to a playoff atmosphere in there. It's going to be loud. It's going to be raucous. We're finally opening a season on the road. It seems like forever, every Philadelphia team for the past 5 years seems to always open the season on the road. So we're finally at home for this season opener. We're going to have an incredible fan base trying to just get right back on the saddle after a heartbreaking NLCS last year. And you know what happened to NLDS.
Yes.
You know what we did against Max Fried. You know what we did against Spencer Strider.
In crunch time, we have the Braves number. I mean, mid-season, regular season, who cares? They're like, whatever. But there you go.
Good evening, sir. Who do we have the pleasure of speaking with tonight at the Greene Turtle of North Wilmington? Woo!
There are some that call me.
Yep, some do.
You know what the Phillies need?
What do the Phillies need? Tell me.
The Phillies need a leadoff hitter that can look longingly at the Mendoza line, wishing he could reach it. The Phillies need a leadoff hitter that is slower than a snail to second base.
Yeah, speaking to the mic.
This mic?
That mic.
Okay.
I mean, I've heard everything he says, and I think he's agreeing with me.
I think he's being facetious.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, you're agreeing with him?
No.
Oh no, exactly. It's silly to have Kyle Schwarber out there batting leadoff.
It's not.
If those are the reasons that you think Schwarber should be the leadoff hitter, then maybe you're in the wrong line of business.
Uh-oh. If you're thinking yes.
Yeah, I do love the fact that he gets on base. I love the fact that he hits home runs. But if you're going to clog up the base pads and you're going to strike out, it's not the guy I want leading off.
No, you need a guy high on base percentage, speed, guy that can see a lot of pitches. Schwarber occasionally sees slightly above average pitches, but he's also extremely liable. He loves that first pitch. He's liable to pop up on the very first pitch or automatically get behind the count. Start 0-1, and then that's one step away from 0-2, and then that's one step away from being out.
I mean, every pitch is like a hand of poker. Your odds change with every card and every pitch. I understand that. But where it's not really a better suited thing. He's clogging up the base paths either way. You might as well just rip the Band-Aid and get him off.
Nah, disagree.
And you know what they call a home run, right? Rally killer.
A rally killer.
There you go.
There it is.
You want to spin the wheel? No, you got to answer a question first. Would you like the opportunity to answer a question? Spin the wheel. Pick the sport.
Highlight.
Pick the Philadelphia professional top main four sport.
Let's go. I'm wearing a Flyer shirt. Let's go hockey.
Let's go hockey. Okay. It's tough to. I mean, Flyers a lot of tough.
What level of toughness are we going for here?
I mean, he's probably better at Flyers history.
Flyers history.
Let's go 70s Flyers.
70s Flyers history.
Okay. What 2-year stretch did the Flyers go back-to-back Stanley Cup champions?
Back to back.
You talking the beginning of the season or the end?
What do they call it? Like if it was this season is the 23-24 season, so do it based on that.
It's the 74-75.
All right, spin the wheel.
Fanatic will get busted for.
There you go.
The Philly Fanatic will get busted for choking the San Diego Chicken. That's a hot take.
Why not? Big number 10. You get a water bottle of your choice. Yeah, you would have.
There we go.
Or a car wash.
Yeah, feel free to take a car wash.
There you go. Big winner. We got some new people entering in. We have the opportunity to win a pair. Count them, a pair of Phillies tickets to Sunday's game. Free to enter. Come on down.
This Sunday.
This Sunday's game. Come on down.
Yeah.
Enter in for your opportunity to win a pair of tickets this Sunday's game. Come on over. I'm calling you out.
Yeah.
Come on over here.
Your family hates you.
Right on
Don't
over
worry
here.
about Easter. Don't worry about Easter.
There you go. Wow. You can sign up right over there with the lady in the camo, and then when you're done, you got to hop on the mic. Although the mic is giving us immense amount of feedback. Get extra entries.
You get 2 entries. Go.
Extra entries.
Get
Go
these tickets.
sign up. Have the opportunity.
Ham and hard-boiled eggs aren't that good. Who cares about Easter?
What's she
Go
doing?
to the Phillies.
Oh, yeah, you got to bring your phone. Oh, come on. And then you got to come on stage and give your thoughts on all things Philadelphia sports. Or if Brian wants to come on, talk a little Bears, we'll even do that. Delicious food, delicious drinks here at the Greene Turtle. Wonderful service. We got somebody coming down. Oh, he wants to hopping on the mic. There we go. There you go. Yeah, we're having a little bit of problem with that mic, so right up into it and talk real loud.
All right.
There we go. Who do we have on the mic?
Avery.
Hi, Avery.
Welcome, Avery.
Welcome to the show. Obviously, you've heard us talk a lot of Philadelphia sports. Is there any Philadelphia sport in particular that you really want to talk about?
I would say the Sixers
The
basketball.
Sixers? There you go.
Sixers, okay.
Joel Embiid back at practice. They have expectations of him playing in April, which would be great.
That's right around the corner, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, right around there. I mean, not early April, mid to late April, which it falls right in line with Dr. Mesa from our friends at Delaware Orthopedic Specialists, his timeline They're obviously a completely different team with Embiid and without Embiid. Are you a big fan of Embiid?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably the best
really
big
good.
man the Sixers have had since Wilt Chamberlain, who might be the best big man in NBA history. Yeah, I mean, MVP last season, he would have, had he not gotten injured, likely won MVP again this season. He was on a historic pace. He had more points than minutes played. It was just incredible to watch. Is he your favorite player on the Sixers?
I mean, he's one of my favorites, definitely.
Yeah, who are your other favorites?
Really like Tyrese.
Tyrese.
Maxey, definitely.
Tyrese Maxey. He has a great auto insurance commercial. Trust Cure Auto Insurance. Tyrese does. Yeah, Tyrese, good guy. What are your thoughts on Tobias Harris?
To be honest, I've never heard of him.
Never heard
heard
of
of
him. There we go.
There it is.
Yeah, I mean, he's coming up on the end of his contract. He probably shouldn't be brought back. Certainly not on a max deal. No. So
I trade him for a crumble cookie.
Sure.
As the tweet goes. You know?
Sure. So what are your thoughts this year for the Sixers? Are they going to go on a run? They going to go deep in the playoffs, or are they going to lose pretty quick?
I think they'll definitely make it to the playoffs because they have some pretty good players right now.
Yep.
And I'm not sure anything past that.
Yeah, I think just right now, if they make it, you're happy. Not buying fully in on them going on a deep run. I hear you. It's tough. It's tough right now to really buy in on this team. Nick Nurse, I'm happy with him as a coach, but there's just too many mistakes. They had a 15-point lead against the Clippers last night, let it completely dwindle away, ended up losing by 1. The officials did say after the game that they screwed the game up and that they should have called a foul against Kelly Oubre in the final second of the game, and they didn't. And we would have went to the line. If he makes both of them, we win the game. But officiating in any sport, especially NBA, is a joke because they have no accountability. They can come out and say, yeah, we messed up, and that's it. They get no slap on the wrist. They're right back out there the next night doing it. They're going to be out there in the playoffs. It's like when you have Angel Hernandez out there for MLB.
Oh, that's a bit of a hyperbole. Angel is the worst.
Yeah, I mean, he's
MLB
probably the
umpire
worst.
out
Yeah,
there.
but NBA is probably the worstly officiated sport in professional sports. Would you like to win a prize?
Sure.
All right. What would you like, a Sixers question then?
I guess, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to give you a hard one, and this one might be a little out of your time, so I'll give you another one if you don't get this one.
Okay.
Who for the 76ers wore number 3 and was nicknamed the Answer?
He didn't like to practice.
Talking about practice.
Oh, no.
I said that.
Allen Iverson?
Sir Allen Iverson. Joel Embiid.
Thank you for coming
Yeah,
on. Don't give
hefty
that
spin on the wheel.
Big spin.
Big spin. Wow. Hefty spin like that. Number 12, you get a water bottle. And you're the second person to come up in the group. You also get to give your father a free car wash at White Glove. So grab a water bottle. You got it. Thank you, Avery. Pleasure having you on. Folks, it's that easy.
It's
Come on
that
up.
easy.
Even if you're a bartender, you have the opportunity to hop on and give your thoughts on anything. And again, you get the opportunity for Phillies tickets. Bring somebody, bring everybody. And didn't even throw this in there. We're tailgating at that game. So you want to come by, get a free beer or two, you come on by the tailgate. You already got free tickets. Now you're talking about free beer. The next thing you know, you're winning a car. It's just steps 1, 2, and 3. We'll get you steps 1 and 2. You got to find somebody else for that final step. But we'll at least get you 2/3 of the way there.
Yep.
I think that's how that works.
Probably. Can I enter to win that car?
You sure? Well, I know. I'm saying we're giving away the tickets and the beer, so we're getting you 2 steps of the way there. We're not giving away the car. You got to find somebody else for the car, but we're there. We're damn close.
No, come on in. Phillies G lot is where we'll be at 9 a.m.
8:30, 8:35.
Well, that's when they open.
We'll be setting up. Yeah, we'll be getting set up. Come on by.
We're there at 9. Come see us. Come get a couple of free beers. Play some cornhole.
Yep.
And if you do win these tickets, we want you to walk in with us. We're going to get you a beer.
Yeah.
On Talking 215,
Wow.
your first round.
There it is. There it is. See, already getting mentioned in stories for the second entry.
Love it.
Just a great time. You love to see it. Just good people taking the advantage. And look, you got more people with you right there. That's 4 entries right there between the two of them for a pair of tickets. So you're opening the door for a lot of great opportunity to come on out to Sunday's game. Even if you're an employee of the wonderful North Wilmington Greene Turtle, you too can enter to win these prizes. Delicious hot
You might
pretzels.
have to talk to Brian and make sure you have off on Sunday. But if any Greene Turtle employees want to enter, please let us give you these tickets.
Feel free to do so. So we are going to take a bit of a respite here, use the little podcasters room, and then we will be right back on.